Oh, baby.
Go, gadget methadone dispenser.
I put gin on top of my gin.
And I already shades of discomfort in all of that is.
The collection of short stories by Judy Blume.
You ever smell the inside of a hat?
I liked it. It smelled like you.
Craigslist for hookers.
Craigslist?
No, but worse than that.
Zig and Larry ignore a topic. The best parts of hanging out with these guys without the hangover.
So I'm not sure where to start. I tell you what, let's just cut our losses.
You got pure evil coming out your butthole.
I do have pure evil coming out of a butthole. Let's go ahead and cut our losses and go right to our boys over at Split Society.
I want you to know though, you heard the click, right? You heard the click when I clicked the mouse.
If I'm honest,
Yeah.
was barely paying attention.
Fair enough.
That's not to you. That's how I usually. That's how I like to live my life. I am barely present.
Fair enough. The people that were listening, I will leave that in. I'm going to leave it in for the podcast. I may edit it out for the video, but I'm going to leave it in for the podcast so they know that they heard the click. Can I do something real quick before I forget?
Sure, but I got to throw it to our sponsor.
Yeah. I just want to do a quick, 3 seconds of my smoldering, smoldering indifference model look. Are you ready?
Hit me. Yeah, you're kind of nailing it.
Yeah. I figure with the asshole beanie and my Captain Finn T-shirt and this beard with these. Just hold on, one more time for the viewers. Ready?
Okay. It looks like you could suck your thumb suggestively at any point. Now, see, that ruins it though. Don't give it away. Make me think you're going to, but don't actually do it.
All right.
Keep your powder dry.
Keep your powder dry. Hey, who are we sponsored by this week?
As per usual, our kids over at Split Society. I'm going to do this one in my ad voice.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to do this like it was a 1980s, like what the announcement that you hear at a 1980s sitcom, possibly 70s. Okay. Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic. You can pick them up at Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic on wherever you get your podcasts, and on our channel at Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic on YouTube. Also, please hit us up at Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic at gmail.com. Ask us to do something stupid. I guarantee you they will. Split Society offers unmatched quality with these 100% natural spliffs, hand-picked, hand-rolled by professional artisans. All of our spliffs are toasted to provide the perfect harmonic balance of low smoke and relaxed flavor, so they won't interfere with the taste of your favorite herb.
You got
100% organic, all natural spliff and filter. No glue, no wax, no chemicals, no bullshit. Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic is filmed in front of a live couple of dogs who are mildly concerned.
I would like to say that it was a live anything, but when I went upstairs before we started recording, my wife has left to go. Not left, like that sounded terrible. My wife has left.
Well, my wife left me, everybody, and
everyone who that knows us was like, it's about time I won the pool. No, she just went to go visit her mom, and
she's still there. This is a week later, Larry.
It is a week later, and she is still there. Well, if anybody's going to get a kick out of that, it's going to be her.
How come every other episode of Zig and Larry sounds like they went down a fucking well right before? Oh, they're still suffering the same malady as last week. They've just changed their shirts. It's out there now, pal. They know they're on to us.
Oh, my shirt has changed and might put on a hat, but they know the magic. And my daughter has went to go do a sleepover at a friend's house that is in her pod. But my daughter is now vaccinated, so doesn't, at this point, her friend's vaccinated, she's vaccinated, it's safe. I went upstairs, the dog is taking a nap, and my youngest child is curled up, not on the couch or in his own bed or even in a chair. He's curled up in the dog bed with the dog.
Respect.
Taking a fucking nap. Like, I went upstairs and I was like, hey buddy, Uncle Zig and I, okay, well, nope, I just interrupted and I am sorry. I'll just go pee outside. So
sleeping in the dog bed with the dog. The dog is not on the couch.
No, he
Excuse
our
me. That's gonna happen a lot today.
we got the
You ever have a snot that just tickles
Saint
your
Olga
sneeze
bless you.
reflex? Tickles your sneeze
Or
reflex?
else. Oh yeah. Sometimes I get a mustache hair that goes up and
Oh.
connects with a nose hair that is coming down, and they fight each other.
Splitsociety.org. They have products to help you with that.
The grinders get right up in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just saying, if you get a little stoned, you won't care.
No, you won't. Also, we're unofficially
God damn it.
we are unofficially sponsored by Stag Beer today.
Whoa, I haven't had me a stag in a while.
I do love me a stag, unironically. And when Willow was like, it's gonna be great for video. It's gonna be great. If you guys are just listening to this on the podcast, you have to go to the YouTube channel and watch Zig suffer through a sneeze.
Fuck me. Everyone's an emergency. Every single one could be the last breath I take.
But she was like, "Hey, are we doing anything tonight?" And I was like, "Nah, not really. I was gonna watch. We were gonna do a movie marathon." And she was like, "Well, your movies aren't usually as stimulating as the movies that Nikki picks out. So I'm gonna go spend the night at a friend's house. Can I have a ride?" And I was like, I mean, you don't want to watch Slapshot or Goon for the 6th time? Fine.
What 16-year-old girl doesn't want to watch Goon again?
Again, it's a brilliant movie. Sean William Scott puts in a brilliant performance. I love that
Stifler
movie.
on Ice.
It's no. Stifler's an asshole. His character in Goon, sincere, sweet, kind. He just happens to be really good at punching people.
I never saw that movie because, as I want to do, I judged a movie by the front of its cover and said, not for me.
You might like it. I recommend Goon to everybody.
Every time a man of your size looks at me and says, try this, you might like it, I always know I'm not going
I'm not going to.
No.
But when I was like, sure, Willow, I'll take you out. I'll take you to your friend's house. But we got to stop at the store first. I got to pick up some supplies for me and your little brother, because the man child that I created he's working late, so he's not coming by. And so we went to the store, and because my wife isn't here to help me make good decisions, I picked up 2 home run pizzas, which if you've not had home run pizza,
I am not opposed to the home run pizza. I am a fan of them as a frozen pizza option.
I tell you what, you take a little home run pizza by itself, great frozen pizza. But I take we got a little block of parm, and I've got a habanero Gouda, smoked Gouda.
Nice.
Shred that on there. You put a little shallot pepper, garlic salt, and some ancho chili pepper powder.
I have no problem with any of this.
You put that on there, and then what we'll do, because if it's just, especially if it's just me and Gideon, I love that he is a dude, and he's a dude's dude, and we will fart it up like the bean around the campfire scene in Blazing Saddles. And I was like, I've got some hockey movies and I've got some action movies for us to watch. We're gonna stay up late, just the 2 of us. We're gonna watch some movies. And but when we were in there, I was like, here's 2 pizzas. We got to get milk and Cap'n Crunch, because that's what he and I decided we were eating for breakfast tomorrow, is some Cap'n Crunch. And I was like, oh, I need beer. And Willow Kettler, she's like, of course you do. I was like, what? I'm out of beer. I gotta have beer.
Because I'm much 16-year-old girl.
And we go to the aisle, and she's like, Coors Light's right here, Dad. And I was like, no. And I went down and I grabbed. Now I got a nice I got that nice hazy IPA again, but because it's a week later, and I got that nice hazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I walked past the Coors Light and I grabbed the Stag, and she was like, "Oh, Dad, no, please."
Well, if you're already going to have gastrointestinal issues, might as well put some Stag on top of it.
That's what I say.
You want to be able to hear what your body is doing internally. You want your loved ones on the couch to be able to listen to your body struggle with consuming it.
I like my bowels to scream like a lobster in a pot.
Fucking reminds me of one of the best pieces of advice or best piece of wisdom ever given to me by my grandfather, which was after he farted horrifically, he looked over and goes, "You know how you know you're getting old, boy or son? You're not sure if it's going to be a wet fart or if you're going to shit your pants, but you figure it's worth the risk and you don't get out of the chair."
See,
And by the smell of the man half the time, he wasn't always right.
and my grandpa's best advice was eating ain't cheating.
Grandpa or grandma?
Yes.
Lammy eating ain't cheating. Words of wisdom from grandma.
Lammy eating ain't cheating. My grandma Shaw would never have said that.
I'm watching you groom yourself in the fucking Zoom. Jesus Christ.
Look at this beard. Look at it. Look how beautiful it is, though.
I mean, it's a good beard.
Like it's you know why it looks so good today?
Splifsociety.org.
Yes, splifsociety.org, and they're amazing products, but also it's because I am a trash ass hobo human,
right?
Who has not showered today.
Oh, there you go. You got your natural oils, which are only beneficial for your facial hair. Everybody else is suffering. Your clothing is never going to be the same.
You know what? Because my wife's gone, my daughter's gone. It's just me and the youngest lad who could give a shit. Our whole goal is to cultivate a musk in this house when it's just the two of us.
My wife's gone. She took the daughter. It's just me and the boy with our Captain Crunch dreams for the mornings.
Me and the boy, you and the Captain making babies.
Making babies.
Do you remember? Because I know sometimes I'm not being, and this is not me busting balls. I know sometimes that your memory, you're just
it's horrible.
Yeah.
I remember facts very well. I don't remember parts of my own life that other people apparently do.
Remember Helper?
No. Hamburger Help? It
was Hamburger. No. I forget who walked in, but it was one of us. Me or Larry Eisner or Jeff or Toddles. I don't remember. But one of us walked in the house. You were sitting on the couch in a towel, which was what your loungewear was at the time. Just a towel.
So far it tracks.
Eating a bowl of something.
Oh.
And one of us, and again, it's shared memories. We were so drunk and fucked up that whole time that when one of us tells a story, the other one goes, "Are you sure that wasn't me?" That's how fucked up we were.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But hey Zig, what you eating? Helper. Oh, hamburger helper. I love it. No. I don't got no hamburgers.
Yeah, I was just eating
the helper.
Yeah, I was just eating the leavings. Yeah.
Can I have some helper? Yes, have some helpers. And that's what I've called it for 20 fucking years. It's just what you helper. You go, oh, I love hamburger. No, don't. To the point that
it was just like a slurry, and it was food-ish. I know it was consume a bowl.
You can eat helper. You don't need hamburger.
Sure.
You don't need the hamburger. You just need the helper.
It definitely helps, the hamburger.
I just put my finger up like this.
Oh, I know. I watched
the viewers like I'm some type of goddamn dead mouse DJ waiting for the beat to drop.
Can I do a sidebar real quick? Because I need help. Now that you said helper.
Sure.
How concerned, because I made a great / poor decision. How concerned and is your wife with your underwear situation at any given point in time? Not what you're wearing, but your collection.
She has a handful that she really likes when I wear them.
Okay.
But
I'm thinking more along the lines of like, is there like a sitcom dad situation in your house where your wife wants you to have nice underwear, and if it starts to go a little off, she hates them?
No.
Okay, because I always thought that was just like a thing. But she doesn't give me like a whole bunch of business about it. But I tend to go through I wear it till it's done. Like it's not old, it's not used, it's done. It's like, oh, I've finished this pair.
This can't
But
even be a rag.
if she had her way, I would get rid of it before I hit the done stage. It bothers her. Like I could go to Target in a sweatshirt that has a little bit of like a wrinkliness to it. She doesn't like that. The underwear situation, if there's like a small rip in there, I'm like, they're not done yet. She always keeps saying like, well, it's okay to buy new underpants. Treat yourself. I'm like, spending money on underwear is not a treat for me. I don't. It's utilitarian. All it's doing is trying to keep the life of the jeans going longer and keep me from zipping myself up. That's its point.
And for dudes, there's no treating yourself to underwear because our underwear comes in a hermetically sealed pack of 6, whereas women go to like Aerie. I think, yes, that's a store. That's an actual store, Aerie, sure. Where they go and they can be like, here's a pair of underwear, and here's another pair of underwear, and here's another pair of underwear. They can pick them out singularly. We are just like, I don't know, good enough.
Well, she got into my head that I needed some new ones, and I had some spare Amazon money.
Please stand up. Please stand up with your pants off.
No, I have the prop in my hand, and
I am horrifically disappointed.
I have the prop in my hand. No, sir, that's your dick, and you're under arrest. No, so
I'm the new carrot top. No, you're the new carrot bottom. And jail.
That's why he beefed up. I would too. No, so okay, so this is the first time in my life I ever researched underwear, and I don't know why. I was ordering underpants online. Underpants are one of those things like if you happen to be in the store, like shit, grab the pack of 6 or whatever, preferably not white because those will be done much quicker than the black ones. But so I was like, okay, so I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get myself a nice pair. So what I've done is I did a little bit too much research, and I was like, okay, so this silky, okay, those are nice, but they're not silk.
Okay.
Breathable. That's good for me. That's good for me.
2 for 2.
Unfortunately, what I've done is, so you see, what we've got here is some manner of real gentle rayonness.
Oh,
that is mesh. It's got a nice.
What's up, Magic Mike?
It's got a nice cock pouch. I got 3 of these things. So what I've done, it's mesh on the side. It's not even fabric. I don't know what it is because I threw it away. It feels like plastic. It feels like somewhere between plastic and rubber. I have 3 of these, and I think that okay. So these are gay men's underpants. That is exactly what they are. If I had a 6-pack, I could wear these while working at the bar, dancing on it. I'd get a lot of tips. They are comfortable, but the other thing that just drives me up the wall, they ride real half-mast on the ass crack. Doesn't matter how much I yank them up in the back. There's always just a cheeky little bit of top crack showing. So if I'm not careful, I'm advertising shit that I don't really want to sell to people, nor do they want to buy. So I have 3 of these now, but me being me, I will have these until I am 50, until they are done. I will use them until they are done.
How do you know they're done? There's already holes in them.
It's kind of like I don't know art, but I know what I like. I don't know pornography. I know when I see it. There's no, what a pair of underpants is done when you look at it. You're like, ugh. Even I am like, because I got rid of one that my last pair I got rid of. It's a 7th period PE on them. They were done. They've been around a while. So yeah, perfect.
That was seamless.
Seamless.
No one that's watching is gonna see me go point. Look, I had to take a piss and I had to stop the fucking thing. I don't even give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Welcome to Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic. We guarantee you something will be jarring in the middle of the fucking episode.
Either our language or an unfortunate pause because I drink cheap beer. I will say before I came down here, I did 2 shots.
Very good. Let's see. Did they refer to women as broads and slits on this one? No. Any low-level racial slurs? Not exactly.
I mean, not technically. But,
Mm.
here we go. Stag number 4.
So, God. So yeah. So now I own these. I own 3 pairs of these fucking gorgeous things.
I'm just
that are
glad
look at
that you're
Look at that,
showing
though.
that. I'm glad
Look
you're
at that.
showing them to me, so I have some fuel in the spank bank tonight to
Sure.
try to help me go to sleep.
This is good. This is how new they are. They came with there's no tag. There's this little sticker right where my ass sticks out. And that's a thing too. These fit me good, but these are 2XL. So they're definitely made for twinks because I'm a fat ass, but I'm not a 2XL fat ass.
No, you're not 2XL.
So the sizes run interesting.
I mean, that's my shirts are all 2XL. So I would probably need a 4XL to fit into those pants.
And
So
if they make these in 4XL,
I'm getting some. I'll tell you, I had to. So a couple years ago, a friend of ours had their 40th birthday party, but because they were born in 1980, they had it 80s themed.
Sure.
And so I decided, I found a Wham t-shirt online.
You definitely didn't find it in fucking the Gap.
Yeah, probably could now because what's old is new again.
Oh, God, I miss Wham featuring George Michael and the gayer one.
Wham rap is the best worst thing on the planet.
Wham rap?
Wham rap. That's what it's called. That's the song. Wham did a rap song and they called it
Wham rap.
Wham rap. And it is
Not just a clever
I don't
name.
want to play it because the last time we got dinged on YouTube.
No, I don't think it's really going to matter.
It does. It matters to me.
Okay, but matters in your heart.
Because our producer yells at me when I do that stuff. He gives me the business. So I found on Amazon those shorty gym shorts, those 1980s era shorty gym shorts with the
with like the stripe down
with the stripe
on the side that posts from your ankle. Yeah.
And some of the calf socks with the stripes, the 3 stripes at the top.
In the 90s, when Gwen Stefani wore those like ska rock gauntlets, oh God, you couldn't get the boner off of me.
No,
actually,
I
could,
tried.
I
could. Tried. I couldn't.
I actually could, but it took a little bit of work and a touch of sweat. But I got there eventually.
And a bit of chafing, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I was fine. But
you tore it open on the side. It was aggressive.
And I had my big foam trucker hat that says heavy.
Okay.
And I found again, it was on Amazon, the 1980s. You remember the sunglasses that were like 2 triangles that didn't quite match up?
Oh yeah, sure. They're
Yeah.
like asymmetrical. Yeah.
Yep, found those
2 different colors
and a pink fanny pack.
There you go.
And it was,
and it all came in the same kit.
It kind of did, because it was, if you're buying this, you might want to buy this. And so I was like, you goddamn right I do. Nicole did 1980. So I was like super 1980s jock bully for like
you were like Cobra Kai.
I was Cobra Kai. I looked like I was the bully's friend.
Okay.
I was meat. Like that was if I were in a 1980s.
So was I that one night I spent in prison. Turned into ground meat.
If I were a character in a 1980s movie, my character's name would have been Meat. But she went the opposite direction. She went super like 80s punk, like almost punk pop.
Okay.
And put her outfit together. She wore Doc Martens and some fishnets and had like a tutu, but on top of that was like a leather skirt and a corset and then a denim jacket on top of that and teased her hair. I looked ridiculous. She looked fucking hot. But I say all that to say this. you were saying if you had a 6-pack, you could wear those underpants and get a lot of tips.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, there were, and God love my boys. Because again, as we all know, Lammy's got a little sweetness in him. I was a hit at that party with all of the homosexual men that showed up.
Spectacular. Love is love.
At Love is Love, and I was the belle of the ball, and I could not have. I was like, look at me, I'm so pretty. I finally felt demure and dainty, and
Love is love, but sometimes it requires lubricant.
at least a little bit of spit. But yeah,
as much as we drink, you can only really manage a little bit of spit, and it's always thick.
It's just there it is. But I
Is
say
he drooling pudding? Yeah.
Yeah, Larry like you pudding.
Why does it make a noise? I don't know.
It's like a whoopee cushion full of marshmallow fluff. But I had with those shorts, they were so short, I had to buy briefs for the first time since I was like 9 years old.
Nice.
And so I went and found some jockeys because they make a nice brief. And these were just bikini briefs. All of that.
You don't, yeah.
And just some bikini briefs. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know I married the right woman, because there are times where she just looks at me and she's like, put those bikini briefs on. But like it looks like a busted potato with a rubber band around it when I put those on. She's like, I like it. Don't you fucking kink shame me, you little whore. Put them on. And I'm like, yeah. Or do I call you daddy? I don't know how this works, but here you go. And then I cry a little bit, and that's what really gets her going.
Like a busted potato got me. I don't know why. It's like, what's wrong with that potato? Busted.
Busted. The best thing I've ever seen online, and I'm gonna fuck it up. It was talking about Brokeback Mountain. And some dude said, because it was Heath Ledger and the other guy, Jake Gyllenhaal.
There you go.
He said Jake Gyllenhaal didn't take it. Jake Gyllenhaal didn't.
What you can't see at home is there's smoke coming out of Larry's eyes right now. I'm just trying to remember this offensive homosexual joke.
It was not offensive. That was because it was made by a gay dude that we follow each other on Twitter. My boys know I love them.
Zig and Larry, Ignore a Topic, our channel on YouTube.
It was something like Jake Gyllenhaal didn't take it with a bussy full of beans with no lube and a tent for you to do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, that's a brilliant. God damn it!
I'm more confused now than before you started.
A bussy full of beans.
Now hold on. Now we have to do some research.
I have to figure it out.
Well, yeah. I mean, because let's just okay. We'll fill a little dead air here while Larry desperately looks for this quote.
Where's I wish my wife were around.
Oh God. Let's see. Just
there it is.
The payoff is not going to.
There it is.
All right, thank God.
I found it. Jake Gyllenhaal didn't bottom in the mountains with no lube and a bussy full of beans just for y'all to act like he's some brand new actor. It's a great quote.
That's pretty good.
A bussy full of beans. That's a butt pussy, Zig.
Thank you. I had no idea what we were discussing.
I was just helping.
Bussy full of beans. All right, I'm gonna derail this fucker
Please do. No, I already derailed it.
All
That's
right,
what I
no,
love. I love when
that's
I
all.
do any of my other do any of the other shows on the NPR network that I do shows with.
Mhm.
Anytime I'm on a show, every time, they're like, "Well, that went off the rails." Like, what? This is just how I run a show, and they're like, "Yeah." What I didn't realize is they actually have a format that they follow, and like a script. And
Ooh, there's
apparently,
your problem.
when I'm on a show, everyone else gets the script but me. But I'm the Charlie Day. I'm the wild card. You don't know what I'm gonna say or when it's happening. But yeah, you're just putting it back on the rails. I'm having another stag.
Well, as we all know, I believe in nothing. But that's not true. I believe in a lot of things, but what I desperately believe, and the older you get, the more you realize that nobody's really driving this fucking train. It's all going straight downhill, and even the most expensive, the highest companies, the most like
The highest companies at
highest companies,
spliffsociety.org.
spliffsociety.org. Go get yourself some goddamn spliffs and a grinder. Send Larry his bucket hat. Spliffsociety.org.
Spliffsociety.org. If you want to get high as giraffe pussy.
We are going to we should say your actual address right now so people can send stuff to you. That's all they would do with that information. Correct?
Yeah. You know what? If we put my actual address out here, I would hope that somebody would show up to fight me.
It's just a constant challenge. But what I've learned working in corporate America is that everybody's just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks, and a lot of times it doesn't. There's nobody with a plan. You really want to believe that the people in government have a plan. They don't.
No.
The bosses of companies and CEOs, they don't. And sometimes sometimes people have good ideas that run with it, and
In
other
these
times,
trying times,
this falls under that. So we're going to talk about
try to take a bussy full of beans.
Is the bussy full of beans coming out or going in? Like, what are they into? Is he sitting like a bike rack and he's just with a funnel and he's just pouring Heinz pork and beans into his bussy?
The best conversation I've ever had about that movie was with my dad the cowboy. And
I think you've told me this before.
And
because he didn't realize what the movie was about. He
didn't really realize what the movie was about.
He thought it was about two
cowboys.
Then
when my little sister was like, "Dad, they're up in the mountains, and here's what," and he looked at me like it was my fault for a second. Like it was my fault they made a cowboy movie about two gay dudes.
It was your fault that Heath Ledger was a top?
I guess. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, when you look at him, obviously Heath Ledger is a top. But he looked at me and I was like, Dad, they were sheep farmers. And he was like, oh, that makes sense. In all sincerity, when I said they are sheep herders, sorry, and I said farmers a minute ago. I said, Dad, they were sheep herders. He was like, oh, well, that makes sense. And left the room satisfied the way Heath Ledger left that tent.
No, wipe yourself off. You and Heath Ledger were just throwing a towel. God damn it. That's spectacular.
And I
did always right with the world again with him.
Yep. And he was satisfied. And I looked at my sister and I was like, you started a problem. I resolved it in the best way I knew how. And I wish there was a better way, but that's what satisfied him. Oh, they were sheep herders? That makes sense. That left me with more questions than answers.
It posed more questions than it answered. We almost got to it, but from what I just said before we talked about.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm curious. Do you know what I'm going to say? Did I?
No.
Okay, good. Some of the biggest advertising fails.
Yes.
Huge companies that made a huge boo-boo and decided to put something out without really thinking about it and effing themselves in the A with the D. I really, really like I like failure Just in general. I like mine. I like others. I love yours.
Well, mine are
but
pretty fucking spectacular.
I just think failing even sometimes when it results in death is hysterical in the right circumstance. Some of these are really, really good. I'm gonna throw this. The first one is a total throwaway, but it was just such a fucking pump fake. Who gives a goddamn?
Yeah.
IHOB when the International House of Pancakes flipped their fucking pee and decided it was International House of Burgers.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
They did that for a week or something.
It made me angry.
Because I always figured they would have burgers on the menu, sure, whatever. But it was just like I saw that the commercials. I'm like, it's IHOP, the International House of Burgers. Like, there we go. There's one more reason I never have to go to fucking IHOP. Thank you, commercial. I knew I didn't have to go, but now I'm positive. Now I'm positive I don't have to go with my drunken friends or my family.
The last time we went to IHOP, it was after a gig. We went with some friends. And Nicole got violently ill in the parking lot.
Nice.
And we are convinced it was the food.
I have no qualms about accepting that as gospel.
Yeah.
The last time there was an IHOP not terribly far from a place I lived several years ago. And the last time I was in there, because I went there because I was having a bad day, I was positive that life was shit. So I walked in there and I was like, what is the worst thing I could possibly do? I ordered the T-bone steak at IHOP because I'm like, you know what? This is what I deserve right now. And it came out gray and well doner than anything I've ever put and it was like this goddamn thick. It was like legit. It was like balsa wood. It was fucking tiny, and it came with broccoli that was just sad, and I think the green was painted on. Broccoli shouldn't be sandy, and I don't know. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have the IHOP steak because that's what's happening to me right now. It's like somebody who just resigns themselves to a prison rape. It's like I can't fight it. I can accept it, or I can lose my mind.
I can bite down on this and lean into it. You know who won't let you down? You know who won't let you down? Waffle House.
Sold. Adamantly agree.
Anytime we go to a Waffle House, I get the steak and eggs.
Sure.
I know what that steak's going to be. I tell them, I'm like, I don't need it well done, as rare as you can make it. And they go, it's very thin. We'll go flop, flop. And I was like, good enough for this fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And I always go, can you just go ahead and lay the eggs on top of the steak? Because that's how I'm going to eat it anyway. And the waitress is always like, you got it, you hungover piece of shit. But that's so I, a few years ago, had a show in St. Louis, got rip snorting fucked up.
Are there Waffle Houses in St. Louis? How far south do you have to go before you start to see them spark up?
Okay, so where we are, Collinsville, Illinois, which is just outside of St. Louis, has a Waffle House.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know Illinois
and
had
then
any.
Once you start getting into Missouri and start getting more southern, that's where the other Waffle Houses are.
Oh, yeah. That's the only time I ever stopped in one, and stupidly, I only had the waffles. But was like literally when driving south of Illinois, you just see them on the highway all of a sudden. They pop up like Waffle Houses, like Denny's.
I love it. I fucking love a Waffle House. And anyone that's like, Waffle House is gross, well, congratulations on your goddamn privilege. Fucking fight a poor kid in the street. Because Waffle House,
of fighting in the streets.
I will fight a motherfucker about Waffle House. I don't fight. I only fight about important things, Zig. Winnie the Pooh. Waffle House.
Right.
Stag beer.
That's a new one, but sure. You've decided as of today that you're very, very, very into stag beer.
I've always loved stag beer. You've seen the picture above the bar, and
it gives me diarrhea watching you drink it from hundreds of miles away.
And Quantum Leap.
All right. I mean, there is a character in there called Ziggy. Are you just like waiting for people to say Ziggy on TV while you're touching yourself? Is that possible?
Every time.
Oh, Ziggy was the computer.
Yeah, Ziggy was a computer, but it was still Ziggy. And my beautiful wife got me the box set.
Nice.
Yeah, because Quantum Leap.
The last episode make you cry every goddamn
Jesus,
time.
every fucking time.
Make you cry every time.
Just thinking about it, I get
You've been
teary.
watching Bacula for how many seasons now? By the way, we couldn't bother to give him a happy ending. We give you a paragraph that just said he never got home.
Spoiler alert.
You sons of bitches. Yeah, no, if anybody's like really close to the end of Quantum Leap and this was a spoiler, I own that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm sorry you haven't seen it in the past 30 years.
Right. That's on you. Let me hit a couple of these. There's one of these I demand that we hit because it makes me so happy.
You're hosting today, and it's your job to keep me in line.
That is not the way this fucking works, and you know that.
Well, it is today.
Okay, fine. If we're gonna make a fucking special dispensation for today.
My wife's gone, and my youngest child is sleeping with the dog.
Quit saying my wife's gone. I can't figure out if she's ever coming back, or if she's Olga in the backyard.
You want to know? You'll have to tune in next week.
Because we don't even know at this point.
She could be making camp down there, and I don't know.
So Microsoft, this was something they did, which I think is fucking great. It was early 2000s. You might remember this because it was on the news for a while. But remember, they had for a little bit. What were they? MSN 8. MSN 8 was their internet service for Microsoft, right? And the logo was a multicolored butterfly.
Oh,
it was a butterfly logo, whatever. And so it was early 2002. So in New York City, they decided a marketing campaign. They made these decals of these butterflies, and they're about the size of a dinner plate, give or take. And they plastered New York with them, put them on, like prominent buildings and like just wherever like there's a lot of foot traffic and stuff. These like fucking decals, and like you can see like some places it was like, well, I don't know if you can tell that I'm showing my phone to the screen, but it's like all over the front. What they never did though was ask permission of any of the building owners if they could slap these fucking things around. Sued their balls off. All they did was litter. Every single one of those they had zero permission to just stick. They just hired people for like almost no money. Like, what are you gonna do with this? Anywhere you see a lot of people try to artistically paper the walls with them. Anywhere you see something that says post no bills, put a dozen.
That is the exact opposite of what I did for you with the Schwartz property sign.
Yes, exactly.
When you stayed, for whatever reason, well, no, it wasn't for whatever reason. There was a party going on at the house, but Jeff and Larry Eisner took me away to the bar. We got real drunk, and on the stumble back to the party, Eisner looks at the sign on the side of an apartment building that is bolted with 5-6 inch lag bolts and goes, Ziggy needs that sign. And I went, okay, and yanked it out of the building and carried it back and handed it to you. And the look it was like the way you look at a 5-year-old that gives you a real shitty drawing. It's like, well, I can't discourage him because he'll be sad, but I don't know what the fuck to do. Thanks, buddy. I
didn't know exactly what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah. I'm sure it got demolished with the house.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with the fact that you stole it. That didn't offend me at all. Listeners, steal whatever you can get away with. I'm fine with this. Let society fall. I'm ready to be Mad Max.
Yeah, I was going to pull the bolts out of it, but Eisner was like, no, leave those in there to show Ziggy the effort you gave. Yeah. I'm
going to hit a couple of these because they get a little bit worse for me. I like it. Advertising fails that are just they managed to be I don't know, ist in some fashion, like Nordstrom. So everybody knows, the ugly Christmas sweater, like that's a thing. Ugly Christmas sweater parties, blah blah blah. Nordstrom decided they were going to do for women. They were going to do like an ugly Hanukkah sweater. So like just I've actually had one before. It was like I went to a ugly Christmas sweater party, but I found in a fucking Goodwill or something. It was just like an ugly sweater, had a menorah on and a couple of stars a day. It was just hideous, but it was supposed to be festive. So they went with that. These are specifically for women, but in very Hebrew-looking font on all of them was one of two slogans that just said, so CHAI in Hebrew is pronounced high.
Mm-hmm.
So it would say high maintenance over a woman's breast, and then think as a menorah underneath it, or it just said Hanukkah Jap, JAP, Jewish American Princess. They printed these sweaters that just said Hanukkah Jap, and lo and behold, the Jewish community went, "Don't do that. We don't want this. We don't want to purchase this. Please don't do that. We know it's possibly true, but we're not going to purchase the sweaters. I don't care how festive they aren't."
Okay, so if obviously the listeners can't see this, but the viewers are going to see me constantly looking down and looking away. It's because I'm taking notes, because I want to try and find the pictures of.
I can send you a few of these. Some of these do have pictures on them. I got high maintenance. Yeah.
I'm going to be Googling for.
Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I misspoke. I'm looking at one of the ads that Nordstrom put out. In Jewish news, it says Nordstrom pulls Hanukkah sweater, sees the most insulting thing to Jewish women. Excuse me. Those two phrases were on the sweater together. It said high maintenance Hanukkah Jap on the same sweater with the menorah in the middle of it.
Oh,
I didn't realize they were both on there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we made a pun out of Hebrew
shit.
and just put high maintenance Hanukkah Jap and slapped a fucking sticker of $29.99 on it and went, anybody? I enjoy that. I enjoy this one from Bloomingdale's too very, very much. I'm going to try to show this one to the camera. I don't know if it's going to work. But it's I don't even understand why this is for Bloomingdale's. But you ever, like, when you're walking through well, shit, I haven't done this in years and I hope you never do, but when you're walking through a mall and like you walk past like the Bloomingdale's or like the big, like the fancy, not fancy, but like for the mall, the fancy clothing stores. And it's always going to be like a picture of like a model wearing the clothes with some like either like you go get 'em girl or Mondays were made for the power suit or something like that.
Yes.
So this was something like that. This literally just it was a poster that Bloomingdale's put up and it said spike your best friend's eggnog when they're not looking. That was the poster, but the picture, I don't think you'll be able to tell. I'm going to try, see if I can do this somehow. It's never going to happen. Well, here, that's kind of going to do it. Literally, the picture is a woman holding a purse out to the side. She's looking to the right and laughing. Behind her head, where she can't see, is a man obviously leering at her like he's playing It's Baby It's Cold Outside, the home game. And he's like, this is basically like, he's staring at her like, I'm going to put a Mickey in that bitch's eggnog for Christmas. He's roofing this woman, is what Bloomingdale is saying. And I don't understand why they thought that was okay.
Let me slip you a roofie and make a baby inside you. It's cold outside.
That's cold what outside.
Okay, the classic Christmas song.
This I thought was a real interesting campaign for Nivea. The what is that? I think it's a cream, right? It's like a moisturizer.
Yeah, it's a soap. It's a cream. It's an ointment. I think it's a balm of some variety.
Very good. This picture is one of their ads that did not go on for very long. It's just it's a woman who's in like a robe, but you see her back, and she's like sitting on a bed. She's looking out a window at a beautiful scene outside, and the tag. Because Nivea, this is for for one of their creams, which is like an ivory color. And the only wording on the ad is "white is purity."
No,
white is purity, and nobody caught that. Nobody in the marketing department. Somebody pitched it. Everybody else went, "There's no way that could bite us in the ass." Throw it on up there. What?
Okay. All right. You know what? I thought I could make it to the end of the episode. I gotta pause and go get another beer.
Very good.
When you say that Nivea,
White is purity. Yeah,
white is purity.
Purity.
I just gotta pause and go get another beer. So, listeners, viewers, whoever, prognosticators.
Hey,
Same for Andy?
when you pause it, put a commercial in here.
Yeah, I'll put a commercial.
I gotta get an idea for the commercial. So,
Yeah, we got this. We got this. My editing skills are getting real good. They're getting real good. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Seamless. Yet again. Seamless.
Like
jarring.
Like nothing ever happened. There you go.
I'm gonna hit this real quick in rapid fire so that I can get to my favorite one.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So social media, fucking it's Twitter. So every brand has Twitter, you know what I mean? And they tweet out as a brand, which I think is odd, but whatever. Here are some three real tweets, and these aren't really about much, but these are 3 real tweets from Kenneth Cole, the clothing company that they had put out in the past, from @KennethColePR, from the actual people. Here's one. Of course there are no gays in Iran. They're all shopping at my new outlet in Dubai. Holla.
The fuck now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was one. Here's black pants down. Our new looks are more slimming than a Somali diet.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Somebody's tweeting that. Either they just they know they're losing their job, or they're trying to sink their company.
Say it. More slimming.
Black pants down. Dash. Our new looks are more slimming than a Somali diet.
Thank you, Kenneth Cole.
Mm-hmm. And last but definitely not least, Jeffrey Dahmer would have eaten up our spring collection.
No. They didn't actually say it. No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. What the fuck?
I got to get to this one because I think we're getting close, but I can't not do this. So I remember this, but I forgot how much I loved it. So this isn't that, but this is similar to this. I'm not sure why companies keep attempting to allow the public to do a contest and name something, and they think that the public is going to take it seriously. Like I forget what the Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface
is the most recent one, and it ended up being called the Attenborough because they wouldn't allow it to be called the Bodie McBoatface,
which is a fucking shame.
Yeah, so they for whatever research vessel it was, but I vaguely remember this. Remember when Mountain Dew was doing the Dub the Dew campaign, when they were this went so horrifically wrong, they never even put out the product. They didn't even try to push it. They made it. They didn't even try to sell it.
Okay.
Because this was such a fucking nightmare. They were making a green apple flavored Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Mountain Dew agreed, and they were doing a Dub the Dew competition. Okay. So, and they had online, they had a leaderboard of the top 10 were always on there, but you could scroll through and see what was trending and what had the most votes. So they were going to do Dub the Dew with the green apple, the Granny Smith apple flavored Mountain Dew. The top 10, before they decided to pull the plug, had never even bothered to fucking throw it out. Included.
Oh God!
Hold on, I'm just gonna go from 10 to 1.
Please, I'm gonna do my best.
10, Fabulous apple. Coming in at number 9, diabetes. By the way, I do have to mention that at some point number 12 was Sierra Mist. I just think that's funny. It's it's Sierra Mist. Yeah, that's 12. That's number 12.
Yeah.
Number 8, Gushing Grannies.
Oh.
Number 7, Gushing Granny. For reasons I can't explain, number 6 is Tempest, which might have actually worked.
Yeah.
And then you get into the top 5, and this just shows you the base of humanity and the people who actually vote on fucking soda names. Top 5 being from 5 to 1, Granny's Squirt, Fapple, Gushin Granny, Gushing Granny, and number 1, Hitler did nothing wrong.
Oh God, Jesus fucking Christ!
It's the name of Mountain Dew soda. So one more time, from 10 to 1 for the kid. Actually, no, let me do it in this order, because this is my favorite order. Gushin Granny with an apostrophe. Granny Squirt, Gushing Granny's diabetes. Fapple, fabulous apple, and Hitler did nothing wrong. The name of a sody pop. And they pulled the plug on the contest, but well, that went fucking sideways on us real quick, didn't
Why
it,
the
Dave?
fuck would we do this?
Because somebody's fucking nephew's in charge of marketing for Dew for the Dub the Dew contest. They never even did the product. They apparently made a decent amount of it. They just went, toss it, dump it in the ocean. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
We're just going to pretend this never happened.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic, sponsored by splitsociety.org, Gushin Granny Mountain Dew, and Stag Beer.
Apple. Fappin' apple. I don't know why Tempest is like 6. Like, there's like a handful of people who really, really cared, but enough to get it up to 6. Like, no, that could work. That could work.
Oh,
It's
Tempest, yeah. No,
Actually, that's what the Mountain Dew said. No, we're not even going to try anymore. You've broken our Mountain Don't spirit. We just don't have it. We have been rotting teeth in Appalachia for a very, very long time now. We thought you loved us. My dog is barking at something, and we've decided to pull the plug on Hitler did nothing wrong apple soda, and also these underpants.
You know, and I guarantee you, they were like, Fapple? We'll think about it. We'll think about Fapple.
Anybody know what FAP means? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, but I could see Mountain Dew being like, Fapple? Fuck yeah. You know what? Fucking that's hilarious. Let's give it it's Fapple flavored. What was the number 1?
I'm sorry, what got the most votes?
The most, that's what got the most. Sadly, that makes sense. Yeah, pull the fucking plug. Take the life support off this motherfucker.
I could just see the fucking CEO of PepsiCo sitting in his office with his fucking chair, huge overstuffed chair behind his gigantic desk, with his PR people in front of him that he trusted, just sitting there, absentmindedly spinning a revolver on the desk like it's a fucking fidget spinner. Like, so when does Hitler did nothing wrong come out, fellas? Whose idea was the contest again? Well, we did put a filter that didn't allow swearing, and that was it. And he went straight to the internet with it, huh? How many different squirting grandma's jokes can we fit in the top 10? Apparently the answer is 5.
And we're good with, you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with grandma is able to still squirt, because good for her and her sexual health. But what, please, someone, Dale, say out loud.
Yeah.
What was number 1 again, Dale?
Tempest, I think is
no, Dale, right, I've got it right.
Mountain Dew Tempest. It's like that was also a play by Shakespeare. A lot of people don't know that. So
okay, but Dale, I have it right in front of me, Dale. I have it right in front of me. I want you to say it out loud, Dale. Say what was number 1.
I really want to say it was diabetes, but I think I'm wrong.
Dale, you're wrong, and you know that. I've got it right.
It was the Nazi one.
I want you to say the whole thing, Dale.
I don't even know if I remember.
Dale, it's in front of you. We have the same sheet of paper, Dale.
Hitler did nothing wrong.
Hitler did what?
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, Dale, I'm going to need you to come into the bathroom with me.
Hitler did nothing wrong. Apple.
Phil, grab the revolver, because this was your idea, but Dale was in charge of it, and I'm going to need you to do what needs to be done.
We are going to do something to fucking Dale. And I just love that there was enterprising people out there. It's like, all right, we got Gushing Granny. That was smart. Are there other ways we could say that? There are several, yes. Can we use different punctuation? You can do whatever the fuck you want if it's in the top 10. What do we have to do to get rid of Tempest and get Sierra Mist up to top 10? Oh, also 11 was just soda. It's like, you're not even trying.
Yeah, that's sad.
But it is, however, though, if you think of it this way, people
I'm
go like,
surprised it wasn't so D.
but it's like people going, we'll call it soda. Why? Because that's as much effort as this bullshit deserves.
Holy shit. That just look, at least England had Bodie McBoatface.
Everybody still calls it that.
Well, but that just tells you, it's so telling between the differences where England wasn't even like the top 10 didn't even break a Hitler pun. But in America, we're like, you know what'd be funny? Hitler didn't do nothing wrong. But in England, they were like, Boaty McBoatface. That's still polite, right?
See, but if I want to see those top 10 online, I'd be like, you know what? You know what really sticks out of those? It's the Hitler one. I will cast my vote for that just to see what happens.
Because, like, if Boaty McBoatface was done in America, it'd be like Floaty McFuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's England. It's very polite. But Jesus Christ, Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I just love that it just broke their heart so much. They're like, well, fine, nobody gets Apple Dew. And I know how much you were all really looking forward to that. The only thing it's good for is to go to New York and use it to wash the fucking thousands of butterflies off the windows that are illegally put on by Microsoft.
It melts it right off.
You think that CEOs, like, you think the top guys at Microsoft are like, well, do you think they'll know it was us? Yeah, I do. It's our logo. So yeah,
that's what we have.
How many do we put up? 400,000. Oh no!
I'm not going to sleep until the Stag is also a sponsor.
Okay.
Stag beer.
Talk to our producer. Get Stag on board.
Stag beer, also great for diabetics. There's no sugar in Stag beer.
Okay. That can't be true. That's how you make alcohol.
It is
sugar.
The Stag beer is the diabetic beer.
You need alcohol. You need sugar to make alcohol, right? Yes. That's how that works.
Yeast, water, hops, barley. That's what you need to make beer.
Yeah, but it ferments into a natural sugar.
Yeah, but Stag is well known as the diabetic beer. And let's face it, as we need all the help we can get because this podcast is so sweet.
I don't like that. I don't want to be associated with it.
Yeah, you do.
Not out loud.
This podcast got a little sweetness in
it. We put honey on our dick and we put I sent you the picture of that honey. What is it about farmers markets? I'm such a bougie bastard. We went grocery shopping today, but last Wednesday was the first farmers, like there's a new farmers market close to our house.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first one of the year. I went there. I spent $60 on bougie shit. I got a pound of cheese. Like, just
there's nothing bougie about a farmer's market.
I know, but I'm spending $60 on groceries I don't need.
But but
I'll do it every time though. I'm telling you, I'll do it.
That's the problem with our society, is that we have said, oh, farmers markets are bougie. So organic food raised ethically, produced by local artisans, that should not be bougie at all.
It's just so expensive.
And it shouldn't be, but we force it to be in our society. I moved like some type of weird Jeff Goldblum.
Hold on. You can't tell me it's not bougie. When we went up to a place because we wanted to buy some homemade jam, and she said, before you ask, I'm out of my vegan cheese selection. That's a little bougie.
Is it?
Vegan cheese? Yes. Yeah. It's okay to say vegan cheese is bougie.
Yeah, vegan cheese is bougie because if you want cheese, you don't get to be vegan.
No. But
If you choose to be vegan, you don't get the flavors of meat, cheese, honey. You don't get any of that anymore.
No, and I found that honey that I sent you the picture of, Larry.
Oh,
It's the late winter it's like literally damn near black.
it was beautiful.
So good.
God.
So good.
Oh.
I am bougie because I have a fucking honey selection in my pantry. I have 3 different honeys. One is bullshit that came from a store. One came from that, and one came from my buddy Nate's farm. Nate Crone's farm in Harvard, Illinois.
Yeah.
He sent me some of his honey. He said he's literally finding it. He forgot he had so much. I was talking to him. I'm like, will you send me some? He's like, do you want it? I have too much honey. Like,
I give him my address. I
will do. Like,
we will take the honey.
Absolutely.
I see. I choose to use honey instead of sugar. I understand that honey is a form of sugar. Don't fucking roast me for that. I understand what it is.
Things.
But processed
sugar is sugar and honey is bee cum.
It's bee vomit.
Don't they eat it? So I know that's what you're supposed to do with cum.
I'm sorry?
What?
That's why you make more money at the truck stops.
Mm-hmm. Showers are a quarter.
I gotta fucking just man up.
Hey, Larry.
This beard's a target.
Don't forget, if you're listening to this, that this episode was going to be on fucking YouTube this Wednesday at 5:30 Central Standard Time. It will drop. Please subscribe to our channel. If you don't, Jesus Christ and Saint Olga is coming for you.
Saint Olga, because we're praying to her and hey, you know what? Real quick, because I did a little experiment. I didn't do a lot of advertising over the past month about our show.
Okay.
On social media. Now, this is not a thing. I'm the one with social media. You don't have it. Correct. I understand why. Because it's a fucking cancer. But I have it for all types of purposes.
Yeah, of course. I used to.
And I just I was like, I'm going to hold back, just see if it helps, if it doesn't, just for my own gratification. I held back, and then I was like, you know what? No, I gotta push on social media. I gotta push on all my social media, and I threw it out on Facebook. Now we had some hits from Twitter, so thanks to everybody from Twitter and some Instagram people. But on Facebook, my friend Dale Spoon, he was the only person, and I want to say his name by name. I want to shout him out, because he was the only person of all the people that liked and all this. He was the only one that came on and said, hey, I liked and subscribed to YouTube and to whatever platform he listens to the podcast on. So I appreciate it.
If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, we will say your name out loud, especially if it's something groovy like Dale Spoon. That sounds like a guy who made a living playing the banjo well.
Dale is just a beautiful man. He's a beautiful man. And
physically, emotionally?
Yes.
Good for him.
Both of those things. He beats us both on both of those things.
He beats us both.
He beats us both. Both emotionally, spiritually, physically. He's just a beautiful man, and I appreciate him. So thank you. Thank you, Dale. And I know that I use the name Dale as a punchline a lot.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah, but Dale's just such a good name. However, Dale Spoon, it's a beautiful name.
It's a guy that plays the jug, but doesn't make it weird.
Yeah.
Dale Spoon's the kind of guy that can whittle you something real nice, and you're like, holy shit, you did that with me. Oh.
Yeah, and you look at him and you're like, how can you do that with such big hands? Such fine detail with such big hands.
Sired in a junkyard. Dale Spoon.
Dale Spoon. Sired next to a moonshine still.
Dale Spoon.
Dale Spoon.
So what did I learn, Larry?
You learned that if when my wife is gone, I get and left with just my youngest child, who encourages me to get real wrecked. I will just derail our show.
I didn't learn. We can say reaffirmed.
Yes, okay, reaffirmed.
Let's be accurate.
And I'm just now I'm hitting at my nose like I'm a coke addict.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I'd be a lot skinnier if I were. He's like, "What'd you learn, or what I learned?" That's what it is.
30 curveballs. You learned that nobody can be trusted. There is nobody at the wheel. Enjoy the ride as we all go to hell. That's what you learned, but in a cute way.
It was.
You also learned a lot more about my underpants than you ever thought you would need to know.
I didn't realize you had started wearing underpants because for years you were commando.
Yeah, but then after a while, the problem is that if you go commando for too long, you bend down to tie your shoes and you can smell your own balls after 2 days of wearing the same pair.
Sure.
You need to do something about it.
You gotta have a barrier.
Yeah.
It's just more of like a shark shield.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite on Disney. It's Marvel Agents of Shark Shield.
Dude, Disney
That is
Plus,
the worst joke I've ever farted out of my
Agents
fucking
of
mouth
Shark
ever.
Shield it's legit. It's
That
legit.
is the lamest bullshit joke.
It is not. I've heard you do worse, but I'm not gonna call you out on it like you always do me.
Correct.
See, and that was bullshit. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that.
That's all right. I'm going to keep doing it. That's the only way that I can come.
You know what? It just makes me better. It makes me a better person.
Sure.
Every time you go, you're better than that. And I go, I'm not really. I don't want to stop talking, but I know it's the end of the show.
Well, I'll tell you what. I love you.
Zig, I love you back. Cheers.
The best part's about hanging out with these guys. God damn it, son of a bitch, motherfuck.